The Abstract blockchain may be the new kid on the block, but the hype is real. I don't remember this much excitement about a new blockchain since Base launched about a year and a half ago, but when the creators of Pudgy Penguin get to building, you better pay attention. In my latest Intel report, I show you everything you need to know about the launch of Abstract and what you need to pay attention to in order to rake in the profits and the fun. Because there's one thing I know for sure, always bet on Pudgy. It's mission time. Welcome back, agents. Secret Agent Stash here. We are at GIA headquarters, the gaming intelligence agency, always bringing you the latest intel. And today, we're talking all about Abstract blockchain for beginners. Everything you're going to need to know, all the hot stuff that's going to be launching, and all the things that maybe you didn't really understand about this blockchain. We're going to dive into it today. So let's get started. All right, so let's break down the basics of the Abstract blockchain. Abstract is a new EVM L2 using ZK technology that's focused on consumer applications for crypto. Wait, what the hell did I just say? All right, for all those that don't understand all that crazy blockchain lingo, I'll break it down real simple. An EVM blockchain means Ethereum virtual machine. It just means that it's compatible with Ethereum, and it uses Ethereum for its security, as it's L1, and being an L2 means it's essentially batching all the transactions together and then sending them to Ethereum all at once to save on costs, to save on speed, and a bunch of other things. Now, Abstract uses a technology called ZK technology. It's zero knowledge proofs. Zero knowledge proofs is a way to be able to send data without exposing the actual data itself. Like that way you're be able to, get your identity and things like that proven without actually sending them your identity. Now, ZK technology is actually really interesting and it's cutting edge stuff. I've always said that ZK proofs was going to be one of the biggest technologies that is going to be underlying blockchain, and we're seeing that basically being rolled into every new blockchain that we've seen here launch over the last couple of years. So the ZK technology, the zero knowledge proof technology, just helps to keep your data secure without actually having to expose it to people, right? This helps with keeping scams and other things and data breaches a thing of the past, which I love. Now, the interesting thing about this blockchain is it kind of came about in a bit of a different way than we normally see. Originally, this was the Frame XYZ blockchain, but Luca Netz of Pudgy Penguin fame, the founder of Pudgy Penguins, he announced last June in 2024 that he acquired this project, and they turned it into Abstract. They wanted to build a consumer-focused blockchain. They already built one of the best consumer-focused NFT chains with Pudgy Penguins. This was the absolute winner of the bear market. They had one of the best NFT collections that continue to engage their community and expand, versus what we saw with like Bored Apes, where they just took a bunch of money and did jack shit. We see Pudgy Penguins in Walmart. They've made so many big moves. And so this is their latest big move with Abstract Chain. So when you look at this, like I said, very focused on these consumer applications, things like gaming, AI, social networks, entertainment, big stuff, right? And this is the important part because everything they're doing is kind of focusing towards that direction. So if you're looking for some of the things that are like really crazy, off the beaten path, they may get around to that, I think, eventually, but the core of what they're doing here is all about that. Now, the cool thing is they kind of do this in a couple of different ways. One of the things that they've, really started off here with is kind of combining the ecosystems together. And it's a little bit of a weird way that it is. So the Pudgy Penguin team launched the PENGU token on Solana last December. Now you're like, well, wait, on Solana though, well, why not an Abstract? Well, they wanted to get it out for whatever reason ahead of time, but it is going to be multi-chain, as they say right here. It says it would be multi-chain on ETH and Abstract too. Right now, it is essentially a meme coin. You know what I'm saying? It's essentially a meme coin. But I think that, we're going to see that actually change here. I'm kind of theorizing that when we see Abstract launch, they already said that it's going to be able to bridge day one. So day one, you'll be able to bridge your PENGU over into Abstract. Now, what if PENGU becomes the utility token, the main utility token for Abstract? They haven't announced that they were going to have a specific utility token for the platform, kind of similar to what we have with Base. Base doesn't have a token yet. So I think this could be a pretty big play. If we see PENGU actually getting some utility, in particular being a main utility token for Abstract, it could absolutely send this token. Now, one of the really cool things about what Abstract is doing, to kind of help with this kind of consumer-focused issues that we see in crypto, is that they've created what they call the Abstract Global Wallet. And instead of using like complicated, private keys, having to write down the 12 words, doing all that stuff, nobody really wants to do that. It's what we've had to do to keep security tight. Now, what the Abstract Global Wallet is going to be doing, actually, it's going to be using passkeys, social logins, and they kind of do this through a sharded private key system where there's 3 different pieces of the key and you just have to have any 2. It's actually a pretty cool system to be able to abstract the wallet creation away and the security away, but still have a very secure and forward kind of thinking direction. Passkeys are definitely the future. I'm not the biggest fan of passkeys, really. I understand how secure they are, but it requires biometric data, right? You're either using your eyes, your face, your thummy to get that passkey generated. Not my favorite thing, and it's usually through your phone. Your phone gets stolen, or possibly, they take you and they're like, all right, Stash, we got you. Put your thumb here in your phone, unlock it. All right, we got your passkey, you're screwed. You see it in every movie. It happens. So I don't know, maybe a little bit of a crazy fear on my side. But I do like what they're doing here with this, and kind of speaks to, once again, the very consumer front-facing focus of Pudgy Penguins combining here with Abstract. Now, the kind of interesting thing that we've seen here with Abstract is they have some really cool incentive programs that they're launching day one. You're basically like, they want you to just go have fun on chain and you earn XP. And this is basically the way that you can earn rewards on the Abstract chain. It's called Abstract Incentives. And they do this in a couple of different ways. And I like how they break this down, right? Problems with the current incentives. They lead to only short-term users. Yes, they do not support builders. That's typically how it goes. Usually it's like the market makers or the node owners or the people processing transactions, right? The miners. They do not lead to long-term growth of the chain or its apps. They incentivize civil interactions and metrics such as TVL, which, maybe not something you really want to kind of emphasize. So what they're really trying to do is find a way to reward all these people in a kind of very cyclical manner, which I like. So Abstract users earn XP by engaging with the chain and having fun. They just want you to explore the ecosystem without it being a very specific action. And I think this is a big key to this being a very, very well thought out reward system versus saying, oh, you got to do this one specific thing and people just kind of farm the hell out of this. Very similar to what we've seen here with Yaps. Where, just engage with the system, do stuff that's fun and creative, and you'll be rewarded. Now, they do that through badges. They have a couple of different badges. They have flash badges, secret badges, and then weekly badges. All these kind of have a different way to earn them. Also, builders get rewards too. They get these kind of different rewards with different categories for their apps. They also earn XP. So the builders aren't being left out. I love that. I'm also a builder and a creator. And that's one of the cool things that we're seeing here, because Abstract is actually going to have native streaming, live streaming built in to their wallet. So just by doing this for your content creator and your streaming, you can stream on Abstract and you're going to be able to earn XP as well, which is pretty cool. So you can kind of get that through streaming. And they also say if you're creating content about Abstract, you get rewarded periodically with these secret badges, which get you more XP. So I love the kind of incentives here where they kind of really think about creators, about builders, about the actual users, and making a very fun experience, right? Day one of this chain launch, 100 apps are live. AIXBT says it has to be true, right? Okay, well, I think it's true. I believe the little frog most of the time. He's actually pretty on point. One of the better AI agents out there. If you guys watched one of my last videos, we talked about AIXBT. But he kind of gives a breakdown here. No incentivized testnet farming, just straight to production. Most anticipated L2 since base. 100% agree. He nailed it. Summed it all up there. And, they have big partnerships and they have big things coming. We're going to look a couple of those things right now, because one of the biggest ones we saw is with Magic Eden. All they had to say was Abstract times Magic Eden day one, baby. So you know that anything that you want to be doing, any kind of trading of NFTs and these collections that you're going to see, Magic Eden is going to support them on day one, which is awesome. So something to keep in mind. Now, when it comes to some of the different projects on Abstract here, I'm going to kind of show you two of my favorite categories. I'm going to show you some AI stuff, and I'm going to show you some gaming stuff, because those are the things I love the most. And once again, Abstract focused on this consumer focused kind of, direction. AI, gaming, entertainment, social focused things. That's what they're all about. The first one, which I thought was actually really cool, I've tested out, it's called monsters.fun. It's a coliseum for AI agents. So you basically kind of like build your your kind of monster AI here, and you kind of train it in a somewhat similar way to AI Arena, if you guys have seen me talk about that before. And then you can kind of battle it here. And so this is just like a test one, right, that you can kind of play out with. If you go to the website, you can kind of just see how it works, right? So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go tidal wave. Boom. Okay, so I hit him for a little bit. Now what is he? Okay, he did a defense. I got to do defense break. Okay, broke down his defense. Am I gonna win? Am I actually gonna win this? I like never win this. Okay, tackled. What is he doing? He's gonna try and blast me. He's coming at me. Aqua blast. No, he's just powering me down. Oh shit! Here he comes. Oh, he's coming. See this? I always lose, man. These freaking guys are so good. They're so good at this. Well, am I gonna win? Okay, Aqua Blast. No, I think he's got me every time. See, I can't win. You got to create your own AI agent. These basic ones. See, I lost. But Monsters.fun is pretty cool in this respect, where you can kind of jump in here and they create their mon. It's an AI agent based kind of monster. You put them in the battle there. You can evolve them. I think it's pretty cool. It's actually a really interesting project, and like I said, I like the simplicity of this, so I think Monsters.fun will be a pretty good one to look at. Next up, we have Kindred AI. This is they call it the first and only IP-powered agentic AI protocol for Abstract. And that's an interesting way to go about this, right? So like what I love is in the beginning here, you see like all the outlines of these different characters, and I bet you can recognize a ton of these, right? I see some Warner Brothers characters in there. I see a couple others that are recognizable, and having like Bugs Bunny be up in a game or be an AI agent that's like helping with something, I think would be kind of an interesting application here. And we've never really seen anything particular like this, like something focusing on entertainment IP and the combination of AI agents. So I think Kindred will be a really big, interesting one to look at. They say it's all about, personal, emotional, and real, which, like I said, I think that just kind of really hits home, right? It says, today's AI is lifeless. It solves tasks, but it fails to connect. And I think that's kind of where you can kind of see some of this stuff come in. Like, that's a cool little Doge guy jumping around. So it's like, how do we do this? So it kind of breaks down some of the AI things. I'm not going to go into the details here, but I do think it's a very cool application when it comes to really incorporating IP into the whole AI agent narrative that we're seeing right now, which is really big this year. I mean, even outside of crypto, AI agents are huge. Another one that I saw that kind of piqued my interest here is Arc. They're actually an L2 that's kind of focusing on consumer apps, and they're trying to bring EVM compatibility to Rigged. It's their Rust-based AI agent framework, right? We know AI agent frameworks are important. We've talked about several here on the channel, Virtuals, Eliza, a couple others. And this is basically one that they're trying to build for Abstract that they can kind of combine together. Rust is a very popular language to develop in, and actually is a fairly easy language to develop in comparison to things like Solidity, which are very specific. So I think this could be a pretty big win here if the Arc team gets something up and running that people can use. A similar platform maybe we see to like a Virtuals or a Waifu or something like that, right? All right, on to the gaming side. Chrono Forge, man. This is one of those ones that has actually been in development for a good amount of time. Multiplayer RPG coming to Abstract Chain. You look at the video here, guys, it looks pretty fire. And this, like I said, this game is not new. It's been around for a while. They've been talking about this, and seeing it come to Abstract Chain makes a ton of sense. We're already seeing a lot of RPGs coming to Abstract in this first wave of launches of games. But this one looks absolutely amazing, and out of all of the ones, this is probably the one I'm the most excited about. The graphics look good, the gameplay looks good. I'm a fan of pixel stuff, which we're going to show you here next, but this one definitely is like top for me when it comes to like, I will play this game. Multiplayer RPG, let's go. Community decisions literally make or break the world. I love that. All right, 77-bit, like I said, is a cyberpunk MMORPG, they say. And this is really more my style too. Like, these are probably my two favorite projects. I featured 77-bit in my video last week, and I think it's actually going to be, it reminds me a lot of some of the Ronin games, these like pixel games on Ronin, but this one looks 10x better than anything I've seen on Ronin so far. I'm not gonna lie, man. Maybe it's just a cyberpunk. I'm a big fan of the cyberpunk kind of genre. I'll have to wait till we kind of really dive into the gameplay to know for sure, but it is coming here with Abstract. Another big popular one is On-Chain Heroes. Only on Abstract, man. Ollie's pushing here. You know, very reminiscent of MapleStory, right? You know, we know MapleStory U is coming to the Avalanche blockchain. They've been talking about it. It's one of the big flagship games there. Huge popular gaming IP, has been around forever. On-Chain Heroes looks very similar. It has kind of like it almost looks like a social food, but it has that kind of like side scroller, pixel kind of version, social aspects, right? I mean, you know, the battle is kind of idle RPG stuff, which idle RPGs are not my most favorite, but they're very reminiscent of the cool like retro RPGs we used to play, Final Fantasy VI, things like that, around that range, or 3 really in the United States. So, you know, I think something you definitely want to keep your eyes out. I know a lot of people are really excited about On-Chain Heroes. Now, once again, here we go. Another on-chain RPG, but Gigaverse by GLHFers, the Good Luck Have Funners. They've just been revealing a couple of these special characters. I know they got a mint coming up too for NFTs, which is really cool. But once again, another on-chain RPG here from a pretty popular NFT brand already. One I would definitely keep my eye on, man. And they have some pretty good systems, I think, in place. They haven't showed us too much of the gameplay, but I'm excited to check it out. Now, kind of rounding things out in the game side of stuff, there's a couple of different, interesting games that have a unique concept. Duper is kind of like, it's kind of like it's a strategy game that kind of mixes Catan up with other styles of like poker and like strategy in a different way. Like looking at it, it's very interesting. I mean, you know, you got to make alliances. You don't know if you're going to trust somebody, and there's a poker element to it. I'm excited to see kind of how this goes and to jump in and test it, because those elements are pretty interesting to kind of combined all together. Now, last but not least, we have Promotion Royale. This, I don't know, I could be probably maybe just called Promotion Simulator. I'm not really sure, but this is a kind of social deduction maybe game. They don't really tell us a lot about it, but like if you look at it, it's kind of like you're in the office, you're trying to do whatever it takes to get to the top. You know, it has to do with, you know, kind of trusting other people. Like I'm not really sure what's going on here. I like the style of some of the graphics I've seen. You know, we see some kind of, you know, bluff, conspire, betray, and kill people. So maybe some poker-inspired stuff here going in some sort of way. I'm interested in seeing what they do with Promotion Royale. All right, agents. Well, there you go. That's a quick primer on some of the beginner stuff for Abstract, laying out exactly what it is, why it's hype, who's behind it, what's coming, some of the tokens. We talked about some of the projects, AI, gaming, some of the predictions we've seen already from some popular people like AI Agents, AI XBT. Abstract is definitely hyped here, man. I'm excited to see what they have to do. I can't wait to actually get streaming on the Abstract platform and try that brand new wallet. Let me know what you guys are excited about Abstract in the comments below. Can't wait to jump on there with all the rest of you agents, but that is all we have for today. As always, this briefing never happened. Secret Agent Stash, over and out.
Secret Agent Stash.